ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नाम्नि। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतुषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। जयतां सुरतो पंगोर्मन्दमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्फुटाम्बोधो राधा मदनमोहनो। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी पुष्पाणोऽस्तुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं परमानन्दम्। I request the host to please make me co-host. Hare Krishna, dear friends, dear devotees, very happy to be with all of you to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam today. And we are discussing from the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, second chapter, shloka number 13. We yesterday completed 13. Okay. Who would like to be host? I'll change the host because I need to be co-host to share the screen. Please make me co-host. Okay. So let's start our discussion. In the Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, shloka number 13, Lord Krishna speaks about a system. And that system is called as varnashram system. Have you heard of this? Where Krishna says, Chatur varnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasah. So based on a person's quality and the type of work that a person does, Krishna has divided the society. He says, Maya srishtam, I created this system, wherein I divide the society into 4 parts, 4 varnas and 4 ashramas. So, do you all know what are the 4 varnas? What are the 4 varnas? Yes. Please put it in the chat if you know what are the 4 varnas. Type. Okay, the 4 varnas. Brahmacharya is a ashram. 4 varnas are Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, especially based on the 3 modes. If you see the mode of Brahmana is prominently in the mode of goodness, Kshatriya in the mode of passion, Vaishya in the mixed mode of passion and ignorance, and Shudra in the mode of ignorance. So based on the modes. That is guna. And based on karma, based on the karmas that one perform, also Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra have some duties to perform. So that is varna, guna and karma. Okay, but guna comes first. Qualities is more important. Just by doing activities of Brahman, one doesn't become Brahman. One should have qualities of Brahman. Okay. Then ashramas, the 4 ashramas or the 4 spiritual orders. Varnas is the material order. Because of material duties are 3. Yes, so based on the ashramas, one is Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and sannyas. And if you see, especially this division is based on the age group. 0 to 25, one is supposed to be a brahmachari. That is, brahmachari training is supposed to be taken. 0 to 25, 5 to 25. And then 26 to 50, grahastha. Then 51 to 75 should be vanaprastha. And 76 to 100, sannyas. In Kali Yuga, nobody lives till the age of 100. There is no brahmachari training. So most of the brahmachari ashram today, some senior devotees, some senior brahmacharis say there is nothing called brahmachari ashram today. Because brahmacharya starts at the age of 5, Gurukul. Then what we have today is called adult reformation program. Adult, if somebody has already become an adult, reformation program. There is nothing called brahmachari. Okay. So now this varna and ashram, you all know it. But what is more important is to know the goal of varnashram. So what is the goal of varnashrama? The aim of varnashram system? That is going to be the topic for today's discussion. And that's the verse today. So let us discuss. अतः पुंभिर्द्विजश्रेष्ठा वर्णाश्रमविभागशः स्वनुष्ठितस्य धर्मस्य संसिद्धिर्हरितोषणम्. So here, Suta Goswami is addressing to the Dvijasreshta, the topmost Brahmanas, best of the twice born. So, therefore, ataha, umbhir. Umbhir means human beings, any human being. Yes, human society means, Prabhupada says, human society means there has to be a division. Varnashrama vibhagastha. We cannot have a classless society. Prabhupada says, the modern society is trying to make it classless, making everybody equal, very artificially. But that cannot happen. A human society means there has to be division of varna and ashrama. Without that, you cannot call a society as human society. Requesting some more devotees to turn on their videos if possible. Some more devotees can turn on. It'll be nice, very colorful experience. So this vibhagasa, this division should be there. Yes. And division based on what? Division based on one swanushtitasya. Swa anushta dharmasya. Based on the occupational duties. Correct? And one should perform one's occupational duties for what? Why should one do that? Because duties everyone is doing. Yes. So once what happened, I was traveling in a train and there were some youth who were there. The two youthful people and the two elderly people. So I was interacting with the youth. I was talking to them about Krishna consciousness, bhakti, and many things, right? And the youth then got off from the train. Now these elders, they asked a question. Maharaji, why weren't you talking to this youth about karma? Karma karna chahiye. You should talk like this also, right? Why you are only talking about bhakti? So I told this elderly couple that karma they'll anyway do. You also did karma. Did you have to make me to tell you to do your karma? Karma you will anyway do. But why to do? Why to do your karma? Nehayat karma dharmaya na viragaya kalpate na tirtha pada sevaye jivan napi mritopi sah. If we do not engage your karma in Krishna's service to make it dharma, yes, that is what karma everyone is doing in this life. Even cats and dogs are doing karma. But if you don't connect your karma to Krishna for the pleasure of Lord, then everything is waste. And that's why it's all the more important to speak about that because karma everyone is doing by default. Even kutta billies, cats and dogs do their karma. But hardly people know some siddhir haritoshanam. What is siddhi? Siddhi means perfection. Some siddhi means complete perfection. How to understand one's duty is perfect. Haritoshanam. Toshanam means what? Pleasing. and Hari is Krishna. Is my duty pleasing to Krishna? Yes. Only then it is perfect. So, what is the perfection of varnashram? The perfection of varnashram as an individual as well as a collective human society is to please Krishna. Sam Siddhir Haritoshan. That is the test of perfection. Usually, how do you measure a test of what is the test of perfection today? You can all type in the chat. Today, what is the test of perfection in the society? When do people consider perfection? What do you think? Anybody? Stable mind, yes. Atma Toshanam. I should be happy. Then that is perfect. Sense gratification. Again, I should be happy. I should get enjoyment, which will give me happiness. When your goal is fully realized, okay, when your goal is achieved, you accomplish your target, then it's success. Okay. You have settled well with good house. That's called Kutumba Toshanam. Kutumba means a family. In India, there is a slogan, Hum do, Hamare do. We too and our too. So Kutumba Toshanam. This family is happy. We are happy. We should be happy by default. We should need a reason to be sad. Oh, really? No, this is justification people give for becoming. If you say this world is dukkhalayam, people say, what is the problem? Without realizing dukkha, how will you be happy? Prabhupada would give heavy answers. Prabhupada would say, you don't have to taste stool to understand it is bad. That is Prabhupada. He would beat. You don't have to taste stool to understand it's bad. Something is bad, accept it. Material world is bad. Sense gratification is bad. Prabhupada is very heavy. Yes. So now we go to the translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O best among the twice born, it is therefore concluded that the highest perfection one can achieve by discharge of the duties prescribed for one's own occupation according to the constancy divisions and orders of life is to please the personality of God. This is the highest perfection. To please Krishna. Is Krishna pleased? Yes. Yes, we have to know this. This is the only measure. Is Krishna pleased? So here is the purpose. Aim of Varnashram system. That's what Prabhupada has elaborated. Human society all over the world is divided into four castes and four orders of life. Now, whether people like it or not, you will have this order. One may say, aren't there teachers in the society? Yes, there are teachers. So Brahmanas are there. Aren't there soldiers in the society? There are soldiers in the society. So Kshatriyas are also there. Aren't there mercantile businessmen in the society? Mercantile businessmen, they are also there. And aren't there workers, regular workers who are employed and they get salary? Yes, so Shudras are also there. So we find it is there. We cannot stop the system and make everyone equal. It is not possible. So all over the world, at any given point of time, there is division. Whether you acknowledge it or not, this division is there. Now, if you look at the four castes, that's the four varnas. The intelligent class, the martial class, the productive class, the labor class. So if you see, the society lived as one unit. There used to be one Brahmana, 9 Kshatriyas, 90 Vaishyas, and 900 Shudras. This is what will make a community of 1,000. See this? Do the maths. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. These are the numbers. This is how a community of 1,000 people would exist. 1,000 people's community. Politicians are also minds of society. Politicians are of Usually politicians will come in this category, Kshatriya. Why? Because Kshatriyas are those who do protection, administration, and welfare. So politicians are supposed to do this administration and welfare. So they come under this category. Yes. Some, of course, some ministers, prime minister is supposed to be a Brahman, the minister to the king. President is, so to say, the Kshatriya, usually. So he's supposed to be a Brahman minister. So this is also, so intellectual class is very rare. This is very rare. This is the head of the society. Prabhupada is saying the entire varnashram is also like a body, human body. So body can function without anything else, but body can never function without head. So today Brahmanas are lacking. That's why Prabhupada would say today's society is headless society. And therefore, many times people would ask, what is the goal of the ISKCON society? And Prabhupada would confidently say that ISKCON society is meant to produce Brahmanas. How will you produce Brahmanas? We'll produce Brahmanas very naturally when we train people in Krishna consciousness. Yes. Next. These castes are classified in terms of one's work and qualification, not by birth. And this was the problem. This classification by birth, this became a problem, and that is why people become very allergic to caste system. As such, there is no problem in caste system. But when did problem come? The problem came when people started recognizing each other as Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. By what? By birth. But does Krishna say? Krishna never says that. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam. Vibhagasaha. How Vibhagasaha? Guna, qualification, and karma, duties. This is the division. Guna karma. Where does Krishna say Janma karma vibhagasa? He never talks about Janma at all. Janma is never brought into the equation. Who is the one who brought Janma into equation? The perverted minds of Kali Yuga. Our hungry, perverted minds of Kali Yuga. They are the ones who brought it. Prabhupada would ask a simple question. Can a doctor's son become doctor? What is the answer? Yes. Provided you take the training, you join the MBBS course, yes, then you become a doctor. But doctor's son is not a doctor by default. No, not by default. A doctor's son has to earn the qualification. Similarly, a Brahmana's son will not be a Brahmana till you earn the qualification. One has to be trained and qualified, certified. Yes. A doctor's son is not a doctor by default, but provided there's a potential, you have to get trained. So these are all in terms of training. Prashikshan. Why they say Kalau Shudra Sambhava, everybody Shudra in Kali Yuga? Because there is no training. If you don't get trained, your by default option is Shudra. Everybody is Shudra. Kalau Shudra Sambhava. There is no training. And Prabhupada is giving training through his books, through this ISKCON society, through his disciples, his devotees, his followers. And then what is happening? Oh, we are training everyone to become Brahmins. Then again, there are 4 orders of life, namely student life, that is Brahmachari, the householder life, Grihastha, retired life, Vanaprastha, and devotional life, Sannyas. Sannyas means pure devotion. They have no other duty than to just practice Krishna consciousness and preach Krishna consciousness. These are the 4 orders of life. Got it? So that's how. Usually it's with age. They say, na, Kaumaram Macharet Pragno Dharman Bhagavata. So 5. As Kaumara Avastha, one begins to get some understanding, one should go to the Gurukul and get trained. Grihastha life, 26 to 50. Retired life, 51 to 75. And devotional life, 76 to 100. Let us see today's society. So each society, each one has a brahmachari. The goal is to learn and grow. But today, what is happening? Today, no Gurukul. So there is only material growth. There is no Gurukul system. Yes. And technically, till the age of 25, there is no connection with opposite sex. That is brahmacharya. Honest and strict avoidance of opposite sex. Whereas here, the society, there is free mixing. Yes, nobody is brahmacharya. Yes, there is nothing called brahmacharya today. Right? So learn and grow. No Gurukula. Here, there is absolutely no Gurukuls. And people don't get trained. Let's look at the household life, Grihastha life. Grihastha life is meant to be earn and engage. Yes. So they are the earning members of society, Grihasthas. Right? So they earn and engage in, yes, they are allowed in restricted sense gratification. They are allowed to enjoy, but with regulation and restriction. Here, what happens? Nobody marries only till 30, 35. Nobody's married. People marry at 30, 35, get children at 40. This is what happens. Girl marries at 30, boy marries at 35, they get children at 40 because they have their own personal ambitions. Yes, here they become parents. Yes, that's what it is. And everything is late because the goal is sense gratification. They beget children early, they think, oh, we cannot enjoy more. Let us enjoy a little. Yes. And what about retired life? Vanaprastha. So this life is actually meant to detach from Maya and attach to Krishna. Detach and attach. Detach from Maya and attach to Krishna. So here one becomes retired at 60, then goes on to play golf, world tour, or playing Chinese checkers, chess, or watch television. This is retired life of today. Yeah, that's what people are doing, right? This is the meaning of retirement. They're not retiring in the service of Lord. So people retire at 60. Or somebody takes VRS, voluntary retirement, because they want to enjoy more. And then what about sannyas? Sannyas is actually preparing to go back to God. Full preparation, intense preparation to go back to God. And that is sannyas. And in today's world, nobody lives till that because people are so sinful. Sinful life will sap the age of a person. Because of sinful life, nobody's alive till there. Hardly people live for this age. In the best interest of human society, there must be such divisions of life. Otherwise, no social institution can grow in a healthy state. So this is a healthy society. When do we say healthy society? When these rules are followed. Varnasram rules are followed properly. Otherwise, it's an unhealthy society. And our society is currently sick society. It's diseased. Nobody's happy. So even if this society is followed, people will be materially happy. There will be material happiness. Yes. In each and every one of the above mentioned divisions of life, the aim must be to please the Supreme Personality of God. Yes, this is the training that is given. The whole society collectively, as well as individually, their goal is, yes, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. That is the goal, to please Krishna. If your goal is something else, then you have missed the point. We already discussed this. Don't miss the point. Check in everything we do. Did I tell you the story? I'll tell you the story. Once my spiritual master, he was traveling in a flight to one country. And beside him sitting was a gentleman. So he striked conversation. They both spoke. He said, I'm going to do a business. I'm traveling to this place to do a very big business. And if this deal cracks, I'll be super rich. Please bless me. So this person, he really from his heart invited Maharaj, please come to my office and you come and sit on my chair. Some magic happens. That's why saintly people are invited to come and sit on the chair. I got so many invitations. Please come, you sit here. You sit on our chair, then our chair will become auspicious. People believe like that. Come to our office, sit on our chair. We'll sit the other side. So Maharaj went and sat, and they interacted for quite some time. And Maharaj found the opportunity to preach to him from Bhagavad Gita. What is there in Bhagavad Gita? What is Lord Krishna telling? What is the purpose of life? What is the truth of life? You're not body or soul. You're supposed to chant the holy name. So he preached, and that person accepted very nicely. So next day was his presentation. So he went and presented everything very nicely. And then they asked him, what is your motivation to do this? So he said that I'm doing this business to please my guru because he was so impacted by Maharaj. So he said, I have to please guru. And then later on, for a moment, he realized that is my value, but why did I tell these fellows? I might have got a spark of spirituality because I came in contact and association with this saintly person. Whereas on the other hand, my God, this person, they will not understand, right? And now my deal is gone. He was completely dejected. But anyway, he didn't regret his answer. I spoke the truth. I spoke with my heart. But deal is gone, no problem. At least I spoke the deal. I spoke the truth and the deal is off. No problem. It's okay. He was not expecting anything. He was pack up. No. Go on, let me go and apply to some companies and do some job now. Business is out of the question. And suddenly he got a call. And they said that we wanted to talk about the interview that you gave yesterday, your presentation. And we would like to tell you something that when we asked you about the goal of why exactly are you doing, what's your motivation to do the business? And you said that you want to please your guru. You know something? This is the best answer that we ever heard in our lives. We are very impressed. You get the deal. Haribo. This is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. That's what they said. And then today, that devotee, that person, he went on to become a devotee and he's also a millionaire. Multi-billionaire, I would say. Yeah. Right? So that should be the aim, to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This institutional function of human society is known as the system of varnasrama dharma, which is quite natural for the civilized life. Yes, this was natural in Vedic. That is why. What is the meaning of Vedic times? Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar. Why this is called Vedic age? Because varnashram was there. Kali Yuga, there is no varnashram. Eka varna. Either you be Shudra, you be Vaishnava. That's it. The only two options. Vaishnavas are beyond the varnashram system. The varnashram institution is constructed to enable one to realize the absolute truth. It is not for artificial domination of one division over the other. No. When the aim of life, that is realization of the absolute truth, is missed by too much attachment for indriya priti or sense gratification, as already discussed here and before, the institution of varnashram is utilized by selfish men to pose an artificial predominance over the weaker section. Yes, this is what happened. The one section of society, either the Brahman society or the Kshatriya society or the Vaishya society, they dominate over the other class, Shudras. When Brahmanas, they were too proud, Smartas. They're called Smarta Brahman. Not smart, Smarta. They dominated the society. What happened? As a result of it, other lower society felt inferiority complex. They got converted. They got converted to other religion. You think you're great, we'll also do something. When Kshatriyas dominate, oblivious to Brahmanas, that is called as dictatorship. When Vaishyas dominate, that's called as capitalist society. And when Shudras dominate, that's called as communist society. Got it? So one class dominates over the other class. Is what happens. Selfish to pose an artificial predominance. No, everyone is important. Because ultimately, all the Varnas, they come from Virat Purusha. Virat Purusha's description is there in the Shastras. So the head of the Virat Purusha is the Brahmanas. The hands is the Kshatriyas. The waist is the Vaishyas. And the feet is the Shudras. So everybody originally comes from all the classes. The Varnashrams are also coming from the Virat Purusha, the universal form of Lord. So thus everyone is needed and everybody should be respected for their position. In Kali Yuga or in the age of quarrel, this artificial predominance is already current. But the saner section of the people know it well that the divisions of castes and orders of life are meant for smooth social intercourse and high thinking of self-realization and not for any other purpose. Yes. So why is Varnashram system needed? Varnashram system is needed to have a mind, peaceful mind to practice bhakti. Society can peacefully practice bhakti. Without Varnashram system, mind will not be peaceful. Today, people have a lot of mind problems. Say mind is not, I'm not able to control mind. I'm not able to do that. Who is he? Who's what? Who's the he here? You can elaborate a little bit. So mind is peaceful when there is proper karma. You have your Varna ashram properly defined. That is even today you see somebody has a job, Varna is there. Somebody is properly married, multi millionaire. You can ask personally, I'll tell you. Not here. He's a very good, very wonderful. He lives in Mumbai. He's very humble. I've never seen more humble devotee there. He's so rich, but yet very. Yes. So you see here, the mind is peaceful. Even in this world, you find somebody has a job. Somebody doesn't have a job. Will mind be peaceful? No, mind will keep thinking, oh, I don't have a job. You'll not be able to chant properly. Similarly, somebody is not married. A girl is not getting married. Boy is not getting married at the right time. Then also mind will not be peaceful. Mind will keep thinking, oh, I need to get a wife. I need to have a home. Mind will keep thinking. And so both Varna and ashram is not stable. Even today, we find that one will not be able to chant properly, do bhakti properly. Correct? It's a need. So if you're living in this material world, it's a need. Varna and ashram. So that with a peaceful mind, you can practice bhakti. Here in the statement of Bhagavatam is that the highest aim of life or the highest perfection of the institution of Varnashram Dharma is to cooperate jointly for the satisfaction of the Lord. Yes, this is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 4. I started with this. Prabhupada is concluding this. So if the whole society should live, you today also we are a cooperative society. People right now. So and such a cooperative society. But cooperate for what? Cooperate to please Krishna. Cooperate to please Guru. That is even the final statement that Prabhupada gave, the last instruction. If you want to show your love for me, cooperate with one another. Prabhupada never said love one another. That is too high platform. Cooperate with one another. Please, together, take this mission ahead. Don't fight. Cooperate. Cooperation means what? Sometimes you have to accept others' ideas also. You will not be right always. Sometimes you may be having the best plan. Of course, best plan Krishna has. I would say you have a better plan than the other person. But in order to keep the mission alive, okay, accept the plan of the other person. All right, we'll accept your plan this time. That's called cooperation. Okay, I'd like to pause here and open up the forum for any questions. There's one question that I was asked. I would like to answer that question. I like the question. Mm, yeah. The question is, how can we know if Krishna is pleased? It's very obvious. If Krishna is, how to know Krishna is pleased? Guru is pleased. But how to know Guru is pleased with us? Ideally, we should go to Guru and ask, Guru, are you pleased with us? And if Guru says, I'm pleased, good. And the Guru is also not with us. Then how to know Guru is pleased with us? There are some authority under us. There is a spiritual authority, there's a managerial authority under whom we are practicing. They should be pleased with us. If the spiritual and managerial authority is pleased with us, then Krishna is pleased with us. Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasadam. It is very simple. Very simple. And yesterday I sent a particular clip to some devotees. In fact, I love that clip, so I sent it to many devotees. In that, His Grace Rajvihari Prabhu is asking a question that how to know Guru is pleased with us. He's asking Guru. And there, Maharaj asks question to Rajvihari, what service you are doing? He said, I do some writing and some teaching. He says, Krishna is pleased with you. Prabhupada is happy with you. I am also pleased with you. So the point what Maharaj wanted to say in that statement is that no matter what type of service or what service you're doing, Guru is happy. It doesn't matter what you're doing, but it matters how you're doing it. And then he quotes a pastime of Prabhupada where one devotee asks Prabhupada, what is your best service? What is the service pleasing to you the most? And Prabhupada had a dead silence. And every devotee also, there was pin drop silence. And then Prabhupada said that we love Krishna. That is the highest service. Which means what? Which means any service done with a consciousness that I want to develop Krishna Prema. If we are doing our service with this consciousness, then Guru is most pleased with us. But if we are with integrity and cooperation doing service in the society, Guru is happy with us without fighting with devotees, without criticizing others. Yes, without disobedience. If we are doing service, he is happy with us, no matter what we do. Yes, Arka Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisance. Thank you so much for this wonderful class. So Prabhu, somewhere I heard that that till Dwapar Yuga, that the son of a Brahmana become Brahmana. That particular analogy is available for only Dwapar Yuga until Dwapar Yuga. But in Kali Yuga, that we heard that everyone is Shudra by birth. So I would like to cross check that statement. Is it right or is this something misleading? That's the main
No,
point. Hare Krishna.
it is not right completely, Prabhu. Because Rishabh Dev, he was a Kshatriya. His 81 children became Brahmas. 10 children only became Kshatriyas. And 9 children, they became Paramahamsas. They went beyond varnasrama. So it is not always true. It's not true. Right? Even if you see Dronacharya, his son Ashwatthama was a ruler. He was not a Brahmana. He became a ruler, he became a king, right? He was Kshatriya, he used to wear Kshatriya dress. You saw Mahabharata. And even if you see, there are numerous examples of this. Many kings, many kings in Bhagavatam, it's described that these children did not get married. They became brahmacharis. And they remained brahmacharis. It's not they became, remained. Vasudev and Nanda, they were Parjanya's sons from Kshatriya and Vaishya. So Parjanya was a Kshatriya king. And his Vaishya wife gave birth to Nanda Maharaj. And Kshatriya wife gave birth to Vasudev. Yes. So they adopted the varna of their mothers. Usually you adopt varna of father. Many examples are there like this. Okay. So it's not always true. Yashita.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much
Hare
for
Krishna.
the beautiful class. So I wanted to ask, like when you were saying that in this material world, like we have to live, and like if we do not have a stable job, we are thinking of job, and then that will so we cannot chant also like properly. And so I mean that is very true. So would you say like at some stages when job or marriage or like any other those things are more important, we should like focus on that, and then like how then our spiritual duties like chanting can take a back seat? I mean, I don't know, like how are we supposed to then focus? Because at those points when job or marriage, or like you said, is more important, or any other thing as well, and later things, then how do we do that?
Yeah, thank you. We need to understand that at different walks of life, different aspects of our duties will take predominance. Right? For example, a student has exam and there's also yatra going on. He cannot miss the exam and go for the yatra. Will you do that? It's common sense, right? But that doesn't mean the student has exam and the student is supposed Krishna conscious student. The student will not chant 16 rounds. Oh, next 1 month my exams are going on, so break from 16 rounds. No, he will do that basic sadhana and at the same time focus on exams. So in these times, when we have a little bit of tough times in either job or there is some kind of marriage kind of things one is getting into, the basic sadhana should never be compromised. The bare minimum sadhana is 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then you're having a little more time, then we listen to Bhagavatam, Shravan and Kirtan. You have a little more time, then we read Prabhupada's books. Little more time, do one arti at least. And while this is also very true, it is very important, we must visit the temple at least once a week. Visit means we are getting Shravan and Kirtan program. We are getting to chant together with, it can be an arti where you're chanting with devotees, or it can be a lecture that you're attending. If you don't get darshan, there is no problem. But going to temple means Shravan Kirtan has to happen with devotees. That experience is important, once a week minimum. So these are the basic sadhanas. Bare minimum sadhana, which one should never compromise. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, Devi Ji.
Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. I have a question, Prabhuji, because you spoke about the ashrams. You had mentioned at the age of 51, one should take vanaprastha. If we were in, like, this is how the system should be. At the age of 71, one should take sannyas. But if one lives their entire lives to fully please the Lord Krishna, does it matter if they take these ashrams at that various age? Do they need to eventually take sannyas? And my example was like the Gurudev that I'm following, Mahatma Prabhu, he's in Vanaprastha. He's in his 70s, but I see how him and his wife are preaching Krishna consciousness beautifully. So that's what I'm asking. You don't need to eventually take sannyas. Is that correct?
No. If Shri Chaitanya, that's what. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what did he tell Kurma Brahman? You have to immediately see the Shastra. Kurma Brahman was told by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that, now look at Mahaprabhu's own example. He took sannyas at 24. The person is supposed to be brahmachari at 25, but he took sannyas at 24, defying the varnasrama totally in Kali Yuga. And he is telling Kurma Brahman who wanted to follow him that if you are at home chanting the holy name and you are preaching Krishna consciousness, then you don't need to adopt sannyas. When one takes sannyas is when the household responsibility is becoming so cumbersome, so huge. Relatives are very, their relatives and children, they are so materialistic and mean-minded that person is not able to focus on, not able to preach Krishna consciousness. See, had Prabhupada, now you just imagine, had Prabhupada's wife cooperated, right? Prabhupada's wife said, okay, I'm with you in doing. Prabhupada's children also cooperated. You think he would have taken sannyas? He actually wanted that. He wanted that right from beginning, he and his wife together. Also, we have to understand. And of course, Prabhupada's guru was dictating him, take sannyas, take sannyas, take sannyas, repeatedly. So he would have behaved as per time, place, circumstances. When did he leave home? When he completely lost hope. He totally lost hope. That if I stay here, I will, my books, I'm writing and she's selling those books for tea biscuits. I will not be able to do anything. I'll not be able to write. I'm not able to preach. My whole time is going in business to maintain them. It was not a favorable situation. You're getting it right.
Yes.
And another thing is, it's very natural for some people to remain celibates in the monastery. It's very natural. That's how they're made, the psychophysical nature. And they practice and preach Krishna consciousness. Similarly, it's natural for some of them to be grihasthas and practice Krishna consciousness nicely. And if you look at the Mahajanas, they have equal examples of brahmacharis and grihasthas. But the whole point is, we remain active in Krishna conscious practice and preaching. If that is a principle, doesn't matter which varna or ashram we are. Is that okay?
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji.
If the rule, I'll just end with this. If the ruler is Kshatriya, then it is dictatorship. If Vaishya, then capitalism. Then what is Brahmana? Brahmana can never rule the society. Brahmana only guides the society. But Brahmanical predominance, over predominance, artificially, that kind of thing will kind of ruin the society. If the Brahmanas develop the superiority complex, yes, then there will be conversions. There is no name for it, a derogatory name, because ultimately Brahmana is the leader of the society. He's supposed to lead the society, and others are supposed to follow. Even king is not independent autocrat. He is dependent on Brahmanical intelligence. But Brahmanical artificial predominance, oh, that will ruin the society. That will break down the society. Okay. All right, we will like to conclude here. It's time. I would like to thank each and every one of you for your wonderful participation today. And I'll see you all again sometime next week, I guess. I'll be giving a class on Saturday from Calgary, and I request you all to join that as a main class. And I'll request His Grace Vishwamba Kripa Prabhu to take class on Friday, and Mahasundari Radhika Prabhu to take class on Sunday. Okay. But Saturday, you can attend class of Calgary. That will be our daily divine discussion. But this series will continue from Monday. Is that okay? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. समस्त गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर Hare Hare।